All right, there is one massive thing that the Chargers and the organization have to change. They must change. Before we get into that, if you are new to this channel, which you probably are because it's a pretty new channel, this isn't our first go-round. We have Sports Talk Detroit. That's pushing 20,000 subs. But here's the deal. We are Michigan fans. You see Harbaugh right there. You can see the Hutchinson Lions jersey. So when Harbaugh was hired with the Chargers, we said, oh, we got to follow him to the West Coast. We got to help those Powder Blues. We got the Powder Blues in L.A. We got the Honolulu Blues in Detroit. Beautiful jerseys. So let's just get that right. Okay, let's just get that right. And so if you're new to the channel, wait till the end of the video. If you like it, subscribe. If not, don't. If you're not new and you've watched quite a few and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead. Hit that subscribe button. So anyways, the NFLPA, and this is, I wouldn't want to say old news, but you may or may not have seen it. They released their report card. And the LA Chargers were abysmal. As you can see by this, and we're going to go through this a little bit, they ranked 30th out of 32 teams. 30th. All right, so why am I talking about this? I'm talking about it because it's the one thing that will change. If you have an ownership group that is willing to bring in Jim Harbaugh, that is willing to give him full ownership and full control, he is going to absolutely make changes to some of these things. In fact, that was one of the big things at Michigan, was that they needed to have the best of the best facilities in order to attract different players. All right, so here's where they ranked in the key categories, and this is just kind of a right? So facilities, 27th, treatment of them. The cafeteria, 31st. Oh my goodness. Nutritionist, dietitian, it's the only one they broke the top half. It's the only one. Locker room, 27th. Training room, 30th. Training staff, 26th. Weight room, 29th. Strength coaches, 28th. Team travel, 29th. Head coach, 23rd. Ownership, 24th. And now this is going off of last year. So here's a couple things that I see right off the bat, and then we'll go through each one. The first one, ownership is 24th. Not great, but ownership can move themselves into a better position by doing something really smart, like hiring a new head coach, a new staff, a new GM. They did that. Hopefully they'll let them take care of that. Head coach will go up because it's Harbaugh, right? So that'll change. Strength coaches, all new. Weight room. During his press conference, Jim Harbaugh talked about the weight room and how they're going to overhaul the weight room in order to make it what it needs to be. They did the training staff, so therefore the training room will be overhauled. The locker room, I don't know. All right, I don't know. The food, come on. And then treatment of families, we're going to get into this. Just some of the things that are almost Oakland Athletic type things, where it's just like, you're kidding me, right? Like, is this real? Is this actually happening? So treatment of families. All right, this is what's crazy. They provide daycare, but it's not on site, and the players have to pay. They have to pay $75 for the first child and $50 for each additional child when they're going to work. This is the NFL. Why are players paying for childcare? Be friendly to the family. A major complaint is that it's not convenient for them and the families, and they charge the players. That's crazy to me. That really is. All right, food. Last in food taste, last in freshness, and only half the team thought they actually had enough seating in the cafeteria. Like, dumb. All right, nutritionist was good. 87% of the players feel like they get an individualized plan. That's good. That's really good. All right. The locker room, we talked about it. They got an F. They only 57% feel like it's big enough. You can't really change the footprint, but we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, feel like they have enough room in their individual lockers. 84% do. So that's a good thing. The lockers themselves are big enough. The training room, it's going to change. All right, it's going to change. They're going to completely change the training room. They're going to completely change the training staff. They're going to completely change the weight room. All right, and they are going to completely and have changed the strength coaches. All right, now, how do you travel? When you are a team that's in LA, you have more travel. If you're on the West Coast, you have more travel. Sure, San Francisco's not that far. All right. Arizona, not that far. All right. But everybody has close teams in their division. Seattle, that's a long ways away. Everything else is a long ways away. You will travel when you're sitting in California. All right. And only 55% of players feel like they have a comfortable amount of personal space during the flights. They need to do that. All right. Good news is they don't require roommates before games. That's always nice. All right. Head coach, you got a new one. All right. That's good. All right. So they felt like they were already good there. It's going to get better. The ownership. All right, Dean Spanos received a rating of 7.7 out of 10 from Chargers players when considering his willingness to invest in the facilities. So I thought this was weird. Like, he gets a pretty good grade as far as his willingness to invest in the facilities, but then they talk about how bad the facilities are. So, again, I take this as a good change coming. All right, if you have an owner who's willing to spend and invest in the facilities, and you have a coach who wants to change and invest in the facilities are going to change, and they're going to get better. So these are the type of things, like you go 5-12. If you go from 30th in the league just to top half of the league, guess what? In that, all by itself is going to get you a few wins. I mean that. Like, when you have happy players, you have more wins. That's just the way it goes. So the Chargers, for the second straight year, were sitting here in the abysmal category for the NFLPA report. I'm excited to see that change this year. And when you have players that are going from something that is awful, where they don't feel cared for, where they don't feel appreciated, and then all of a sudden they do feel cared for, they do feel appreciated, and they feel invested in, they're going to play harder. They're going to play faster. They're going to be more rested. That's just the way it goes. And that is the things that are changing. The Chargers are proving that they want to change. Another thing on that, Joe Horitz recently, the new GM, talked about the front office approach to the draft. And he said something that was super smart because they were asking about the 5th pick. And what he said was, look, we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves. We don't want to get into like, hey, we got this one position that we need to work on, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm not doing it. And he's not doing it. And that's what's so beautiful. He's saying, I want to get the most talented player available. And that's how you need to draft. That's how the best GMs draft. Simply, they draft the best player available. And that's what we're going to start seeing from the Chargers. And that's how you're going to see the change. All right, video's over. If it was your first time and you like it, now hit that subscribe button. If it's been a while and you made it this long, hit the subscribe button. But mostly just want to say thanks so much for watching. This is the fastest we've gotten a channel to 1,000 subs. This is the most popular and brand new channel's been for us. Not that we've done a ton. We've done 3. Really excited to be part of Charger Nation. Really cool. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.